A Rei dos Coins tem os melhores preços do mercado. Compre gemas e bênção da lua nova com desconto agora, utilizando o meu link que está na descrição do vídeo.
On Alan Wake, I'm hunted by the law.
É legal, eles colocam tipo uma série.
Are you seriously telling me that writer just took out my deputies?
A thriller I supposedly wrote is coming true. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I was told that Alice had been kidnapped, but that was a lie.
We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is.
Her purported kidnapper was eaten up by the dark presence before it attacked me.
Episódio 4, A Verdade. A verdade é que eu tô louco.
Baby, it was just a nightmare.
Foi só um pesadelo. Ah, foi bem a página que... Ó, o doutor. Foi bem a página que eu peguei agora.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now.
Morte da sua
The
esposa.
shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you're lying.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Esquizofrenia, ele falou.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
Ver você jogando deu vontade de zerar de novo? Eu tô achando legal a história. E a gameplay tá daorinha também.
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus.
Tá, deixa eu ver o que tá escrito aqui nas páginas aqui. Ó, resgate. A última página que aconteceu foi... Wake acorda na pousada. Foi aqui.
I tried to hold on to Alan.
É, aí depois vai acontecer essa página que eu não peguei. E aí vai ter os caçadores possuídos.
Thick-set men, confident and at home in the woods. They were feeling good, running on beer, ghost stories and camaraderie late into the
Tá, isso aqui de boa. Depois essa aqui, ó. Thor bate na enfermeira Sinclair. Isso aqui eu
Hartman
achei bem
flashed
estranho.
behind the windows of
É o
Calder's
Thor
house.
mesmo, mano.
Tor Anderson laughed and held the steel hammer above his head. Nurse Sinclair was trying to calm him down without success. Tor grinned madly and shouted, "My hammer's..."
É como se eu tivesse num manicômio mesmo. E que tivesse alguém
There were
aqui
only empty
que
sheets of
tem
paper
um
here. No
martelo.
manuscript pages. The door was
Eu
locked.
tô
I was a prisoner
Tô
here.
preso! Tô preso! Prenderam aqui. Pula a janela. Oi! Porrada!
Good evening,
Tommy.
Alan. Are we feeling better now? Feeling calm?
Yeah. I see you brought your pet gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message. Loud and clear.
Why, right. That's the spirit. You're being very brave, Alan. I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Big of you.
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything
Nossa,
you
tá
might
parecendo
have
a ilha.
forgotten.
Ilha do Medo agora mesmo que você
Some
falou
fresh
lá.
air?
Que eu tipo tô no
Yes,
hospício,
will do
no
you
manicômio. No hospital. Alguém tinha falado aí
This
sobre Ilha do
corridor is
Medo,
for
lembrei
patients.
agora.
Most of them aren't here right now. Jack took them out for a fishing trip, except for the ones who are particularly vulnerable, of course. I encourage creativity as a part of the recovery process here at Cauldron Lake Lodge. I specialize in treating artists.
I bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under control if we work together. This way, Alan.
Se eu realmente estiver louco. Tem coisa pra cá? Um urso.
Now, Alan, from past experience with you, I know I need to get right into the heart of the matter as quickly as I can.
Alice morreu, ela falou.
So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable state until you understand and accept this. Alice drowned. And you
Alice se
couldn't face
afogou.
that. You're suffering from hallucinations. paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an obsession about light and darkness, a feeling that everything revolves around you, your thoughts and dreams. Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality. She has been kidnapped and supernatural forces of darkness are trying to stop you.
Pior que parece que faz sentido o que tá falando.
I wasn't ready for another shot, so I went along with it. He had to be lying. But under the influence of the drug he had given me,
Ele tá me
I
enganando.
had to fight not to believe his words.
It's all in your head. You've been making it up. Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth. Unless we fight the fantasy, it will return. I know the instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a skeptic by nature, Alan. We both know this. Everything can be explained logically.
Sei não se eu tô caindo nesse cara aqui. O que o Alan disse faz ele parecer louco. É, então. Tá bem controverso essa parte aqui. Essa parte tá interessante aqui, velho. Tá muito sus. Muito sus aqui.
Cauldron Lake
Essa
spread
conversa.
below us. I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
It seems there's a storm coming. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that in the weather forecast. Well, no matter. This way. Follow me. Alan, what I'm telling you is good news. Right now we're in control. Every time you have a relapse, it gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination. Not surprising, considering your profession. Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's very natural for you to think of me as your enemy. It's part of the illness.
I let him talk.
After all,
Hartman
I'm the
obviously
one
loved
trying
his
to
own
bring you
voice.
out of the
His
world
words
you've
echoed
constructed
madly
for
inside
yourself.
my head.
But I
I
can't
dug my
do
nails
it
into
by
the palms of
myself.
my hands to stay
You need
focused.
to work with me. Once you accept that, we can begin the journey towards your recovery. Come along. Let's go inside. Here's the entrance to the office wing. That's for staff only. You were impressed by my
Tá cheio
trophies
de
when
doido
you first
aqui.
arrived here. I do love to hunt. The great outdoors, man versus nature. It's wonderful stuff.
É um
Pretty
manicômio
damn
aqui,
wonderful,
velho.
yeah.
Olha lá o cara loucão ali.
Scary, scary, scary.
Emerson,
Emerson.
I'm a real bad dream, mister. You should be afraid of me. Don't want to run into me in the night, that's for sure.
please, Emerson. Mr. Wake is confused enough as it is.
Yeah, you'd like me to go away so you won't be scared. But you can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Emerson,
Okay, sorry. Boo.
that's Emerson. We're actually making some progress with him. I'm
Ele
happy to
trabalha
say.
com videogame.
He works on video games.
Ooh, yeah.
It's trash,
Vazou.
of course, but it does
Vazou.
have some
To the head.
small
Olha lá,
creative
ele
effort,
trabalha com
which makes him
videogames.
receptive to my therapeutic methods.
No kidding.
Outra doida ali. Meu Deus, só tem maluco aqui, mano. Estou no lugar certo.
Now, you might have noticed the typewriter in your room. You've been writing as a part of the therapy. As soon as you feel up to it, you should continue.
Pousada Cauldron Lake. Ó, Sus, hein? Sus. Ó o Thor aí, ó.
Rheumatism's killing me. There's a storm coming.
Eles estão jogando Night
What a
Springs.
storm.
I hope it wipes this place off the face of the earth.
And these two are the Anderson brothers.
Odin e Thor.
Thor. They had a... How should I put this?
Old Gods of Asgard é o nome da banda
In the
deles.
70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard. They even adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia.
Demência.
They're well cared for, TLC and all that. There's nothing more that can be done. I'm afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark.
Oh, that won't do. I'm so sorry to cut this short for now, Alan. The power has been acting up. I'd better go check on it. We'll continue this soon. Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best. Don't you think?
I'd like to bash his head in with a hammer.
Oh, he'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny.
Yeah!
Being crazy's a requirement, Sonny. Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy.
Louco
to
reconhece o
go
outro.
Crazy.
É
The
verdade.
sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Isso é verdade.
Zane!
Zane.
You're all right.
Chamou de
Tom.
Zane.
Hey, we like him, don't we, bro? He's got to go to the farm.
The Anderson Farm.
Zane é o cara do passado lá.
Ah,
We wrote it all down, lest we'd forget. A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message.
here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
Esses caras eles não são tão loucos, não.
My head was clearing up, or according to Hartman, I was sinking back into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me about everything. Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense.
Uhum.
Tom, you got any booze on you?
Eles, não, eles, me deram, eles falaram bem lúcido, parece ali.
A stash of the special stuff at the farm. Our own formula. Local ingredients. Medicine. Clears your head right up. Makes you
E
remember like
apertado.
moonbeams. on the
Vamos lá,
brain.
volte pro seu quarto. Ele me deu umas folhas ali pra eu ver o que é. Onde é meu quarto? Meu quarto é pra cima?
Checking on it now.
Yeah, good thing he's not overreacting or anything.
Well, he's the boss.
I may need a hand
Something's
here later on,
wrong.
Birch. The storm's
I'm
bound
not
to make me
myself.
too jumpy.
It's hard to think that there's a shadow inside my head. I can only focus on writing. Everything else is a blur.
I'll do that, Birch.
I'm trapped in this cabin. Have been for days, but it's always dark outside. My editor is real. I saw her again. She's not human. It's not human. A dark presence is wearing the old woman's face. She was covered in clinging shadows. There's a hole in her chest where her heart should be. I think I've made a horrible mistake. I don't think I'm any closer to saving Alice. It's been lying to me, using me to get the story it wants, and the story will come true.
Medo. Mano, cadê meu quarto?
Hartman had mentioned that the power had been acting up. Maybe that was the reason for the generator and the work light on the balcony. The generator hadn't been activated, and there was no key.
Fala, Onus, boa noite. Wake. Wake, Lane, Desole, Emerson. Vamos lá.
The white glare of the blank page in front of me hurt my eyes.
Vai entrar
My
em
hands
transe.
began to shake uncontrollably.
Everybody, calm down.
Ih, quebraram as coisas lá embaixo.
Birch, I need help.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
Nossa, nem vai trancar a porta? É burro, hein?
I didn't know what the chaos was all about, but it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
Here's a friendly poke from Mjolnir, wench.
Oh, afraid of the crazy.
É o que tava escrito lá no papel lá, que é o
Are we?
Thor ia tacar ali a martelada em alguém.
Zane could feel the poems, taking form, shaping things. As he experimented, he imagined he could almost feel the power surging through the keys of the typewriter. It exhilarated him. But there was fear, too. If not for his young assistant, Emil, he would have given it up. But Emil convinced him otherwise. He, too, had a way with words. Hartman kept talking,
Barry na
giving
pousada.
Barry the grand tour, clearly proud of the place. He went on and on about his hunting trophies, and Barry was impressed. But he was here on business. He raised his voice, cut through the monologue. Hey, Hartman, where's Al? Hartman stopped.
O Al pode ser que ele me ajude a falar se eu tô louco ou não. Porque o Barry viu lá os passarinhos doidos, muito louco lá. Então talvez eu não esteja louco. Eu acho que não pode ser que eu esteja louco, né? Mas a história até que conjuminou um pouco ali de eu estar louco, de, né, tal. Mas estão tentando me enganar. O Barry pode me ajudar nessa parte.
Sinclair looked bad. That wasn't a love tap. The crazy old fart hit her hard. And if she was one of Hartman's goons, she had it coming. I could get the key to the office wing from Sinclair. I had to get to Hartman's office. He had taken all my manuscript pages. That's where they'd been keeping them.
Escritório do Hartman, onde fica? Pra cá, será? Examinar.
The photo on the wall caught my attention. In it, the clinic staff was standing outside the lodge. I knew the man next to Hartman.
O
He was the
sequestrador.
kidnapper. Hartman had been playing me all along. The markings on the tape said they were recordings Hartman had made at the sessions with his patients. I saw Alice's name on one of them. For a moment, I couldn't breathe right.
Now, Mrs. Wake, can you tell me about Alan's problems?
He's more and more out of control all the time. The parties, he's so angry all the time. He's getting violent.
Do you mean with you?
No, not with me. No, never. Sometimes I almost wish Alan would take a swing at me, because at least that lead to a conversation he couldn't just march out of. But no. Alan doesn't really sleep. And the work, well, he's not writing at all. He sits there for hours and just gets more and more frustrated. And I can't talk to him.
Yes. Tell me, Mrs. Wake. What would you say to him if he'd listen?
I don't know. I want to say, I look at you, and it's not you. Just some strange...
A Alice não tava contente com o casamento.
But you don't ever say this.
No. I've tried, but he's not listening. He's too deep in his own problems.
Tá suja essa Alice agora já também.
I'm so afraid I'm gonna lose him. And we're not even talking anymore. He doesn't let me in anymore. He just keeps me in the dark. I'm so alone here.
Doutor, me ajude.
Please help me, doctor.
Ih, carai.
Well, if you can just get him here, I'll absolutely do my very best.
Yeah, but doctor, you need to be careful with him. He's not just going to listen to you and cooperate.
Caralho, será que ela fez de propósito?
Well, I'll be sure to bear that in mind.
Hearing her voice, what she was saying made me happy and sick and guilty all at once. Worst of all, I recognized the words. the phone call from her. It had been a cut-up of this. Just a recording.
Lobo.
Hartman wasn't happy. Maud could see it in his eyes. He quickly lowered his own. He had made a mess of it, and he knew it. The shame of failure was hard to bear. He hadn't expected Wake to say he needed more time, and he blurted out 2 days, less than Wake had asked for, to show him who was in charge. But that wasn't part of Hartman's plan.
Mote é o sequestrador? Tô achando que o Mote era o sequestrador. Não sei. Muito confuso às vezes. Qual o consultório de Hartman?
Let me out of here! Hartman, do you hear me? I'm gonna shoot your crazy quack ass to shreds!
Ah, o Barry.
Seriously!
Tá preso?
Do you have any idea how much trouble you're in?
Barry?
Ow! About time!
Barry! Man, am I glad to see you. We need to get to Hartman's office.
It's right next door.
You okay?
Yeah. I mean, no! The cops found me at Rose's trailer, but they didn't hassle me too much. I'm obviously a victim in this, and I demanded to be treated as such. Or else I'd sue their asses. Speaking of asses, that Fed gave me a...
Ô, droga. Cortou a fala, velho. Achei que ia abrir a porta e ele continuar falando.
Pages I had on me. And more.
Alan, please. You're sliding back into the...
Tell me one more lie and I'll shoot you in the face.
Ah, well, it was worth a shot. Really, Wake, come on. Let's work together on this. You have no idea...
Hartman, shut up! Barry, get out of here. I'll catch up with you. Get a car.
Oh, Al, let's just...
Go!
Wake, listen to me. This is a mistake. Don't you see? Together we can create something absolutely wonderful. With your ability and mine.
Sua habilidade? Que habilidade? Que? Aconteceu, velho? Do nada veio a sombra ali. What the fuck? Boiei. Socorro! Ai, que isso? O trenzinho preto tá atrás de mim, velho. Socorro, corre. Ai, fechou a porta. Ai. Ai. Onde que ele falou que tem que ir? Ajuda, socorro! Abre! Onde ele falou que eu não vi? Ai, vou morrer. Morri. Onde ele falou pra eu ir, gente? Ai, não era aqui.
Find a way out.
Agora. A luz. Luz da luz. O abajur. Ué? luz, velho. Ah, o gerador lá em cima. Mais bala. Pouca bala. Ai, caralho. Agora. Onde eu vou? Ai, caralho.
Hartman followed the fall of Alan Wake with his binoculars. When the rider hit the water, he ordered Jack to take the boat to him. The spot was easy to see in the dark, even with all the extra lights in the boat. The flare floated and kept burning even in the water. Jack turned the radio louder as the engine sputtered. The music was rough and clanking, something the Anderson brothers would no doubt have enjoyed. But Hartman chose to ignore it. Hartman knew he was no creator. He had no ambitions on that front. And he certainly didn't want to end up like every artist he had worked with here, damaged in ways that were hard to describe, or worse. It was enough for Hartman to maintain creative control and provide direction, to be a producer. That was what most of these people were in need of anyway. Of course, suitable subjects were few and far in between.
Missão de Hartman. Abre a porta, porra. Ih. Ai, caralho. Abre a porta. Porra! Obrigado!
Al! I'm here!
Vai até Barry. Pera aí, deixa eu ver se eu acho umas armas aqui. Calma lá, velho. Tá sem barulho, quer dizer que não tem mais bicho. Deixa eu explorar aqui. Foda esse Alan aqui, asmático aqui, foda.
I found the car, but the gate's locked. You're gonna have to go through the hedge maze over there.
Barry, I don't have a light.
Take this, Al.
Da lanterna aí.
Oh God! Look at the house, Al.
Bala! Me dê bala! Ai, meu Deus, labirinto. Ne... Labirinto. Ixi, tem bicho aqui, é? Ai! Filha da puta. Não confie. Não confie em Emil. Em Emil.
I stared at the Viking paraphernalia that littered the area, surrounding an unlikely centerpiece. A full-size stage complete with an impressive sound system with all the
Dragão?
tracks, including a dragon. It took a special kind of crazy to build something like this in a remote field. When the sky split open with a deafening boom and the music started blasting, it felt strangely appropriate.
Palco do Old Gods. Coisa atrás de mim. Tô perdido. Onde é, velho? Um labirinto!
Hartman hurried down the corridor. He had disliked
Gensim
leaving
de
Wick when he
pistola.
was surely at his most susceptible to
Lopado teimoso, valeu pelos 2 meses de sub. Tamo junto, é nóis.
Hartman hurried down the corridor. He had disliked leaving Wake when he was surely at his most susceptible to therapy. But this was not an ordinary storm. Wake had been writing, and he had woken something up in the depths of the lake. Now, it was coming for him. Hartman had naturally prepared for a situation like this. The idiot brothers would keep Wake distracted while Hartman double-checked everything, just to be sure.
De primeira!
You get 2 pills in the morning, and then you'll be nice and calm all day long.
Que isso?
You get 3 pills in the evening. Life seems to be lost. That way we don't have it.
Não morre! Caralho! Muito tiro pra matar ele. Não, acabou meus flash. Tá puto! Vocês acham que esse jogo ganha de Baldur's Gate 3 no TGA? Eu não joguei o 2, né, ainda. Esse é o 1. Tô zerando o 1 aqui, por enquanto. Tá legal. Depois eu quero ver o 2, né? Se é tudo isso que estão falando mesmo. Aí eu vou decidir se eu prefiro o Baldur's Gate ou o Alan Wake 2. Ou outro. Na verdade, outro não vai ter, porque... Dos que eu já joguei, pra mim... Quem tem que ganhar o Game of the Year é o Baldur's Gate 3, por enquanto. Aí vamos ver se o Alan Wake 2 vai ser tão bom assim quanto falam. Dizem que é bom, né? Mas vamos ver. Eu vou tirar minhas próprias conclusões.
Mott knew that Wake was smarter than him. Wake had more money, a beautiful wife, everything. And Hartman said Wake was important. That made him better than Mott. But Mott was calling the shots now. He'd expected Wake to whimper and grovel, but instead, he seemed willing to fight. Mott knew he'd gotten under Wake's skin.
O Mott é o sequestrador,
Actually had his
certeza.
wife. The thought made him shiver.
É, escopeta. Very good, very good. Peguei uma arminha melhor. Mano, eu tô com 2 pilhas só. Mais pilha. Ai, caralho. Meu Deus, que isso? Morri com uma porrada, velho. Caralho. Ai, caralho, esse bicho tá forte, velho. Eu não queria usar a pilha, mas vou ter que usar. Eu não vou conseguir matar esse cara. Meu Deus, acabou minha pilha. Eu tenho mais uma, mano. Tá muito fraca essas pilhas. Vamos pra Duracell. Tem que comprar umas pilhas melhor mesmo, porque essas pilhas aqui não tá durando não. Barry atacado por um possuído. Ixi. Ah, não, isso aqui foi antes. Na verdade, eu não vi o Wake, eu não vi o palco do
I
Old
stayed at
Gods
the
ainda, do
Viking
dragão.
paraphernalia that littered the area, surrounding an unlikely centerpiece.
Ou eu vi e não
A
percebi.
full-side stage complete with an impressive. For the moment, Barry was just glad he had survived the fall. He had been separated from
Sobrevivi
Al,
da
and there
queda.
was no easy way to climb back up. He told himself he'd be okay in the gloomy forest at night. He would just have to wait for a while for Al to find his way down. Barry turned when he heard the heavy footsteps and saw the movement. The man-shaped shadow
Ixi, o Barry vai ser
emerged again from the
atacado.
bushes, an axe held high. Barry screamed and threw up his hand. The world exploded.
O Barry vai ser atacado por um possuído. Não sei. Isso eu acho que não aconteceu ainda. Vai acontecer ainda. Emil fez o Tom fazer. O Emil obrigou o Tom a fazê-lo. Quem que é Emil? Emil é o doutor? Ou é alguém que trabalha pro doutor? Quem que é Emil, velho?
Danny had stepped out, but what stumbled back in was something.
Não sei, espero ter ajudado. É culpa do Emil. Tudo culpa do Emil. O Emil fez o Tom fazer alguma merda. Acho que o Tom matou alguém. Alguma mulher. Pistola sinalizadora. Carrega amarela aí. Atravesse o jardim. Ponto de controle, nice. Ixi, tem um cara forte. Ah, é o Barry ali, né? Acho que ali é o Barry. Será que ele vai ser atacado por um possuído agora?
Hartman watched as Wake's features slackened. The man was bullheaded, no doubt. Even lying on the bed, he'd almost broken Hartman's nose the second time. But with a little time, he could break Wake down, give him proper direction. Wake was easily the most promising subject he had had. Well, since Tom, really. Sleep well, Alan, Hartman whispered with a smile. Let me take care of you. He sniffed hard to clear his throbbing nose, swallowed blood, and barely tasted it.
Esse Hartman é o capeta,
Hartman
velho.
hurried down the corridor.
Tudo culpa do Hartman. O nome dele é Emil Hartman. Eu só queria saber isso, alguém sabe? Parece que o doutor é o que mais sabe das coisas aqui. E aquela mulher velha lá.
Al! You're alive! Let's get out of here. Can you open this gate?
Maybe.
Barry!
Well, I slammed it shut when the Nasty showed up, and the key fits kind of loose in the lock, so,
Barry!
I'll find it, don't worry.
Ai, passarinho. Meu Deus, um monte de bicho.
Hurry up, Barry.
Sobreviva. Ai, da puta. Ai, os caras estão indo por trás, velho. Não vale. Ai, ai, socorro. Tome. Que isso? Toma. De primeira!
Al, please tell me we're headed for the nearest "You're now leaving Bright Falls. Come back soon" sign.
We're going to the Anderson farm.
I knew you were gonna say something like that. You know what? You owe me big time for this. When this is through, if we make it, I don't care what anybody says, I'm done with darkness. You're gonna buy me a tanning bed as a gift, and I'm gonna live in it.
Casa dos Anderson. Os Anderson é o... É os caras da banda lá, né? Agora que vai ter a...
But that's fine, Barry.
o palco do dragão.
Oh, you got that right, Al. You're barking mad. You are by far the
But
craziest...
maybe that's inevitable when you deal with crazy stuff like this. It helps. This is happening, Barry. Alice, they never had Alice. She's trapped in the darkness at the bottom of the lake, but she's not dead.
Al, how can you know that?
I know, Barry. I can...
Al,
No, listen. I can bring her back. I can find her. There's something special about this place. The lake, it does something to the works of art created here. It makes them come true. But there's a catch. The dark presence, whatever that thing is, twists it to its own ends. That's why all of this is happening. It's using my manuscript to take over everything.
Al, I believe you.
It happened to Thomas Zane before, it happened to the Andersons.
I believe you. Crazy or not, you're not delusional. Weird shit's going down. That's a fact. I'm on board, man. I'm with you.
The Andersons knew
Very
about it,
fun.
but they were too far gone to tell me with all the drugs they were on. But they wrote it down. There's a message somewhere at their farm, Barry. We just need to find it.
Look out!
Ai, meu Deus do céu. Puta que pariu. É doido, mano.
Al! God damn it, Al, talk to me!
I had lost my gun in the crash. Barry was nowhere to be seen.
Ai, perdi minha arma, velho. Pare, eu tô sem arma de novo, velho.
Barry! Barry!
Oh, man, you're okay! Jeez, it's good to hear.
O Barry é gente boa, mano. Eu não quero que o Barry morra.
But the ground gave way.
Barry é parceiro pra caralho.
Don't worry, your cutout is fine.
Forget that! Are you okay?
I hit some bushes, didn't get a scratch. There's no way you can climb down, though. It's like a sheer wall. Ah! Al, there's something moving down here.
Sure wall.
Barry, it's a taken! Use a flare, Barry!
É um possuído.
Yeah!
Barry, are you alright?
I'm good, Al. I'm great. Guess you never messed with anyone from New York City before. I had to find your way around.
Fazenda dos Anderson.
I'll be waiting.
Tá,
Barry, just wait for me, okay?
o Barry acabou de ser O Barry acabou de ser atacado por um possuído. Aí tem essa parte do Mott no comando e Mott fracassa com o Hartman, acho que já aconteceu já.
Hartman wasn't happy. Mott could see it in his eyes.
Queda de energia,
Hartman hurried down the corridor. He had disliked leaving Wake when he was surely at his most susceptible to therapy. But this was not an ordinary.
Ele vai me sedar, é? Não aconteceu isso ainda, não? Ué, pra mim já aconteceu isso aqui. Não tem ordem essa porra, não?
Al, I'm not staying here. It's suicide. I'm going to the farm. I'm gonna go ahead and secure the area. You can catch up. Don't worry about it.
O Luiz do Resident Evil 4 também é gente boa. Ah não, mas a chance do Barry morrer é altíssima. Eu sei que tem a chance, eu sei que quase certeza que a chance dele morrer é muito alta, eu sei disso. Mas eu não queria que ele morresse. Não queria que ele morresse, mas a chance dele morrer é muito grande. Ai, carai. Esses objetos estão loucos. Deu a louca nos objetos. Corre. Ai. Os caras bonzinhos sempre morrem, velho. A não ser se for o protagonista, né? O protagonista tem plot armor. Mas os bonzinhos secundários, ixi, a chance de morrer é muito grande. Sempre. Me veja a luz, quero a luz. Me vê a luz, a luz. Me dê luz. Ai. O que aconteceu aqui, velho? Ah, por falar em plot armor. Mano, eu tava vendo os vídeos, eu tava vendo John Wick, os filmes do John Wick. Eu vi o É que eu não tinha assistido o 3 nem o 4. Eu não tinha assistido o 3 nem o 4. Aí eu falei, não, vou assistir o 3 e vou assistir, só que primeiro eu tenho que ver os outros pra eu relembrar, né? Aí eu assisti o 1 e o 2, mano, ele tem muito... Nossa, o John Wick é fora de sério, eu nunca vi um personagem com tanto plot armor que nem o John Wick, velho. Meu Deus, o cara é Deus, velho. O cara é muito pica, velho. Mano, ele mata, tipo, 355 caras e tá de boa, velho. Puta merda, o cara é muito foda, velho. É o personagem com mais plot armor que eu vi na história, velho. Puta merda. Ah, mas mesmo assim, foda-se, né? O cara é muito foda. É muito foda. É muito foda, velho. Droga, acabou minha água. Quer mais água? Já tá em produção John Wick 5? É mesmo?
I could sense the movement in the woods ahead. Facing the enemy without a weapon was dangerous, but I had no choice.
Só tem uma lanterna e 0 armas. Meu Deus, toda hora esse cara perde as armas, velho. Ah, que legal, não tem nenhuma arma mais. Uai, pô! Ai. Corre em zigue-zague, ó, zigue-zague. Aprendi no Game of Thrones. Tem que correr em zigue-zague, ó. Olha lá, olha lá. Viu, 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 viu? Aprendi no Game of Thrones, galera. Olha lá, em zigue-zague você não leva dano. Aí, socorro. Ai, é só mais um hit. Vai, vai. Aí, cheguei. Uhul, de primeira. Achei fácil.
A car was driving away from the farm, headed in the same general direction as I was. For all I knew, it was Barry, caught in the consequences of leaping before looking.
Até a fazenda. Ué, lanterna resistente. Oh! Peguei um pau maior agora, fi. Agora eu tenho tamanho big. Olha lá o tamanho agora, fi. Agora é tamanho GG, fi, a minha lanterna. É uma lanternona, é uma baita de uma lanterna agora. Tamanho família.
The car was heading for the cabin up ahead. It wasn't far. If it was Barry, I would see the damage soon.
Será que era o Barry? Não sei se é o Barry, não. Cutscene. Ué.
I'm trying to deliver each page to the right time and place. I'm trying to show you how the story goes.
I had seen
Quem falou
glimpses
comigo?
of the light before. I had seen it in my
Astronauta estranho.
It was a strange spaceman or a diver in a bulky suit. He was the one who'd been placing the pages on my path.
Porra, é essa, mano? O cara tá loucão, velho. A presença obscura solta. Ixi, esse Nightingale prende o Wake. Eu vou ser preso, é?
Agent Nightingale stared at the passed out rider. The man was sleeping off one hell of a night. Nightingale felt a stab of envy at Wake's oblivion, but he had a job to do. He put the gun to Wake's head and almost became a murderer. His hand shook and his throat felt tight.
Mano, o Nightingale, ele tá com raiva de mim. O que ele tem na cabeça, será? Ele sabe de coisas.
The dark presence followed the choreography laid out to it in the manuscript, growing stronger and stronger, moving like a storm from one scene of destruction to the next. But it was still bound to follow the story and chained to the dark place it came from.
O Nightingale, eu acho que ele tá envolvido na história do passado lá, com o Thomas Zane. Certeza. Inimigos. Os pacientes escapam da pousada. Nossa, eu encontrei todas as páginas.
The storm raged on as the Anderson brothers walked unsteadily away from the clinic with the other patients in tow, knowing that this time they wouldn't return. The darkness around them seethed with horrors, but Tor and Odin were unafraid. Their eyes glinted with guile. They knew every secret path.
E o Thor e o Odin ali, eles sabem das coisas também. Vai jogar o 2 também? Sim, eu só tô jogando um pra saber a história aqui, mas vou jogar o 2 também. Com certeza. Já até comprei o 2.
Now I had a fighting chance of reaching the farm.
Os possuídos estão cheios de escuridão. Ah, vá. Ah, vá. Me dê dicas, porra. Queria uma dica melhor. Tipo, falar assim, ó, o culpado é o tal, é o X. Ele é o culpado. Mate-o. Ih, tem bicho aqui. Oi. Ele cai na armadilha? Ele não cai na armadilha, filho da puta. Nossa, eu que vou cair. Tem mais chances de eu tentar sair correndo e cair na armadilha. Do que eles caírem na armadilha. Meu Deus, não para de me bicho não.
Salve Japeta com 6 meses já dá.
Ih. Aí morre. Não! Itsunigan, valeu pelo sub, tamo junto, é nóis. Nossa, voltou bastante aqui, eu acho, hein? Nossa, voltou um monte, mano. Voltou na primeira wave. Não dá pra sair correndo e deixar os mobs vivos? Eu acho que talvez dê. Só que o... Mas eles correm mais rápido que eu. Então não é tão fácil, não é tão simples assim. Eles são mais rápidos que eu. Ai! Deu certo aí, ó.
the car, but there was no sight of the driver.
Deu certo, ó. Esquipei. Esquipei os caras.
Hello?
Speedrun.
Anybody here? Barry.
Danny. Ixi, uma bala.
What are you? No, don't! I'm sorry!
Danny. Tinha um tal de Danny nas minhas páginas. Cutscene?
I know you. You were in jail the other day.
Ah, o cara que tava na cadeia.
To the farm again for the moonshine, you know. It makes you see. They're not gonna miss it. They're in the loony bin. But my buddy, Danny.
Perdeu meu amigo.
I lost him. Something's gone wrong with him. It's not him. Like a real bad follow-up to a real good movie. The best friend's suddenly the bad guy. Who wrote this crap anyway?
Morreu? Ih, morreu.
I've run through every possible course in my head. If I continue like the Dark Presence wants me to, the story I'm writing won't save Alice. It's a horror story, and it's going to kill her, and me, and everybody in this town. No one will survive. Darkness will consume everything. This is what it's wanted all along. It will be free, unstoppable. It used Alice to get to me, dangled her in front of me to keep me going. It was never going to release her. I'm going to change this. I'll escape. I've written myself into the story. I'm now the protagonist. This feels like a terrible risk, but it's the only way to save Alice. I'll be bound by the events of the story just as much as anyone else who's been woven into it. The story must stay true for this to work. There have to be victims along the way, near escapes, cliffhangers. In a horror story, it can't be certain that the hero will succeed or even survive. He almost has to die. I'll write my own escape into the story next. I need help. Zane's going to be the one who will help me. I'll make it happen.
Ele tá entendendo ali como que funciona o outro eu dele. Ele tá contando a história, mas como se eu conseguisse decifrar o enigma e sobrevivesse. E falou que o Thomas Zane vai me ajudar. Oi? Ai.
Let me guess. Danny, huh?
Esse que é o Danny? Matei ele?
The front door was locked.
Tinha uma parte falando do Danny aqui, cadê? Ó, Walter briga com o Danny.
Danny had stepped out, but what stumbled back in was something else. Something alien. A monster. Walter tried to kill it, first with his fists, then a chair. It wouldn't die. Instead, it kept coming, unaffected by the beating it had taken. After Walter...
Mas era uma parte lá de trás. Não sei porque que tava ali. Não fica na ordem essa história, velho.
I could climb out through the broken window.
Exit!
The farm was still a good distance away. I'd need a car to get there fast.
Oh, what?
If Barry wasn't up here, he was probably in trouble down at the farm. For a moment, I felt bad for doubting him. After all, I made it this far myself. But Barry was Barry.
Uma pausa pra tomar um cafezinho. Que jogo é esse? Esse aqui é o Alan Wake 1 Remaster. Tá escrito aí no... no jogo aí. Vou até a fazenda. Ih, carai. Eita porra! Ah, não! Adotei o método speedrun agora, galera. Tamo no método speedrun agora. Japeta runner.
I'd known the brothers used to be some kind of rock stars, but it hadn't really sunk in until I saw the stage.
O dragão lá que ele falou. O dragão. Palco em formato de dragão.
Run! Incoming! There's too many of them!
God damn!
É um show de heavy metal.
I'm so glad you decided to go it alone, Mr. Bronson.
Defenda o palco. Tá cheio agora. Agora não tem como correr.
Al! We have to fight them off! I can set off more of the fireworks from here and help you out! Hey, Al! Did you notice there's a lot of animals around? This place is stopped! Al, hold on!
Ah, não,
I'll try to
velho,
get
tá?
the stage lights on!
Já levei. Meu Deus, o que tá acontecendo aqui? Filha da puta. Ai, puta. Ai, filha da puta. Morre. Meu Deus, os caras tão muito sniper, velho. Tomar no cu, velho. Tem sniper essa porra? Ui. Deus! Para de vir, bicho. Soldados. Ó. De primeira!
That was awesome!
Bright Falls, rock and roll capital of America.
Hey, Al! This way to the farm!
Um sinalizador.
Deputy Mulligan tuned Thornton's chatter out. He didn't think riders were particularly useful people, and a huge manhunt for one stuck him as idiotic. Certainly not worth the missed opportunity for coffee and pie. It wasn't even clear what the man had done, except run from them at the trailer park. Mulligan knew he wasn't alone. The sheriff's patience with the Fed was running out.
Ô, Nosto. Valeu, Nosto. Obrigado pelo subgift, velho. Tamo junto.
See, bestseller? No reason to worry. Your cutout's good as new, right where I left it. I'll come back for it once we have the place secured.
Yeah, that's been my biggest worry all this time.
Hey, I think Alan Wake here has something to say. What's that, Al?
I'm Alan Wake. I'm always right about everything. And if I don't get my way, I'll sulk all day long. I'm always intense and moody.
O cara consegue fazer piada nesse momento, velho. Sério mesmo? Piada agora, mano. O cara quase acabou de morrer, velho. Tá falando piada.
I can just take him for granted.
I think I see what you did there.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
You want me to do my imitation of Barry Wheeler? No? Thought so.
Cuidado, esse trem vai cair na nossa cabeça, velho.
Wow! You look at that thing, Al! They really went all out with this Viking crap, didn't they? Look at all this stuff. They must have done okay for themselves, so how come I never heard of these guys before?
And this from the guy who learned about Ozzy Osbourne through reality TV?
Tô full de bala de revólver, tô full de lanterna. Gasta mais. Passe pelo celeiro. Ué, por onde? Porra! Ah, tem mais cara. Esse é o primeiro Alan Wake? É. Oh.
Sleep. We all spend a third of our
Night
dreams in its
Springs.
soft embrace.
Man,
Somewhere
It's that
between
memory.
fantasy and
Hey,
oblivion.
remember when I got you that gig?
But
Your
dreams
first
have a
real
way of
writing
forcing
job. What got
themselves
you
into
started?
waking life,
Was this one of
or
your
vice
episodes?
versa. In Night Spoilers.
Tem coisa importante isso daqui? Que isso aqui demora demais.
The Dream of Dreams.
That's by someone else.
We join Mr. Jones as he explores the endless dreamscape, only to be brought to a sudden stop by a decidedly mundane situation. A long line of people.
Hey, Jones, right? Listen, we're gonna have to wait until His Highness over there is good and ready. Oh, wow. Who's that? You don't know him? What are you, new? He's the guy dreaming us. Well, not just us. He dreams everything. All of this.
But wait, no. I'm the one who's dreaming. I'm asleep. Isn't this my dream?
Oh.
E aí, Júpiter, boa noite.
Sure. Get real, pal.
Ah, foda-se, não vou ficar vendo esses Night Spring, não. Não é importante, confia.
And the girl made of smiles and sunshine is definitely a dream.
But I'm pretty sure I'm dreaming this.
Well, maybe you're a really confused dream.
Os irmãos Anderson nos anos 70.
It's 1976. Madness reigns at the Anderson farm. Contrary to all logic, the headiest ingredient of their moonshine is unfiltered water from Cauldron Lake. The Andersons feel like gods. Odin can't stop laughing. He contemplates cutting his eye out. Tor runs across the field, naked, shrieking, hammer in his hand, trying to catch lightning. Their songs have power. Something ancient is stirring in the depths, coming back.
E que porra tem nessa água, mano? É água batizada.
The Viking boat looked imposing, almost like a battering ram.
Água benta. Vai quebrar uma porta? É um ariete mesmo. Turnê Ragnarok. E ó o barulho. Inimigos! Barry? Ai. É boss? Mini boss. Backstage do cara de ontem foi tão absurdo que o Japeta usa até agora. É, que só dá pra matar desse jeito. Se você não tirar a proteção dele, não mata. Aiel? Não sei nem quem é Aiel, velho. Quem diabos é Aiel? Eita, quanta gente. Pô, esse merece uma granadinha, né? Toma. É streamer de LoL. Quando ele tilta, ele joga Genshin. Olha o Barry ali. Ah, tá. Não conheço não. E é boa a conta dele? Tem uma conta na Ásia. É tudo C6? Podia ter dado uma conta da América, né? Ou da Europa, sei lá, não sei de onde ele mora.
Wow! Those geezers had quite a production going on. Ooh, you know what, Al? If we make it through this alive, I'm gonna start representing them. Yep, sell this stuff online, maybe get a reality show going, release a new single.
Good luck with that, pal.
Hey, you find us a way out of here, okay? I'm gonna take a closer look at this stuff.
The door was barred from the other side. I'd have to find another way.
Outra saída. Ué, aqui por dentro não tem nada, né? Tem que ser por fora. Ih, eu tô perdido. Eu atirei! Eu atirei na corrente, era pra quebrar a corrente. Nossa, tô perdido. Tô voltando, velho. Não é possível que é por acá. Vá para a casa dos Enders. Ixi, mano, travei, gente. Ó, eu saí daqui. Aí fui reto, tá. Passei por aqui. Eu nem lembro de ter passado por esse lugar aqui. Aí, lado esquerdo. E agora? Eu entrei aqui. Aí falou que não dá pra passar. E tem uma escada andante aqui. Ah, tem uma porta aqui. Toma ali.
Be careful, Al!
Já foi aquela parte. Ah, do show? Já foi, do show já foi. Muito boa aquela luta lá. Legal. Gostei da cutscene. Pô, o bicho já vem atacando, velho. É brabo então. Toma na cara então.
I'm good. Keep your eyes open, okay?
E aí, Japeta loira?
As you regular listeners know, I tend to work through the night, but I'm not the only one. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton are taking a couple of moments off their busy schedule to join me here in the studio. Boys, how busy are you now? Deerfest is almost here,
Festa
isn't
do
it?
Surf está quase
Bet
chegando.
that keeps you in business.
Pretty busy, yeah. Actually, Pat, we've been real busy with other stuff, which concerns an ongoing investigation. We can't talk about that, Thornton. I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just saying we got, other irons to fry.
And how would you compare your workload to last year's? Things have seemed relatively peaceful to me, but people do tend to get a little wild this time of year.
Oh, it's wild, Pat. It's pretty wild. There's been all sorts of trouble this year. Vandalism, fighting, public disturbances. A lot of people gone missing, too. Yeah, it's pretty much usual. Just, a lot more of it.
Now, is it just me, or does Deerfest get wilder every year? People seem to be more drunk than they start.
I could see the building that had to be the Andersons' home on the other side of the field. It wasn't far now. I wasn't worried about trusting the ramblings of two burned-out geriatric wrecks. They had the goods.
Munição boa. Nossa, um monte. Queria munição do sinalizador. Eita porra. Ai! Não tá desviado dessa porra não, velho. Abra a porta do silo para Barry. Que volta que ele deu, mano. Era só pular a cerca ali, velho.
Hang on. I'll try to find a key to get the door open.
Que chave o que, mano? Mete a bala ali, doido. Tá de sacanagem. Demora o que, mano? Eu acabei de sair daí, porra. O cara é foda, velho.
Come on, Al, open the door already. Seriously, I don't like it in here. Hey, let's go, man.
Ele tem asma, aguenta pular cerca, não?
I think we're gonna have to work together to open this gate, Al. Looks pretty heavy. Hey, I think that's the farm on the other side of the field. We're almost there. This farm is a crazy place for crazy people.
We should feel right at home then.
Valhalla! Caralho, eu gostei desses irmãos aí. Valhalla o nome da casa deles. Olha lá, velho, esse cara tem uns escudos lá em volta. Tem escudo em volta da casa dele. Caralho, os caras eram muito viking mesmo. Os caras é doidão, velho. Asgard. Tá cheio de lixo aqui. Encontro disjuntor. Sai da frente, filha da puta. Sai da frente, desgraça. Cafezinho? Cafezinho. Sai da frente, porra. Ai, que isso? Cadê o desgraçado? Ué, cadê ele me deu dano, velho? Vai tomar no cu.
The power downstairs was out, but I was sure I could fix that at the fuse box.
You know, this place looks kind of lived in. I thought the Andersons...
Old gods know the truth. Ah, os irmãos sabem a verdade. Tá, isso eu já percebi. Eles entendem das paradas. Eles vão ter algumas páginas diferenciadas. O Ministério da Saúde adverte.
Again, Alice's screams rang in the stillness of the night. I saw myself run toward the cabin, flashlight in my hand. I followed my past self. I was an out-of-body observer, a time traveler in a crazy drunken dream. This was the beginning. The night Alice had disappeared. The mystery of what had happened during the missing week was about to reveal itself.
A verdade. A verdade é que Alice não está morta. Ela está viva!
Can you hear that, Al? Music?
Of course. We need to find where it's coming from. That's the message the Andersons talked about. That's the whole reason we're here.
Lady of the Light? Oh, that's gotta be... What's-her-face? The crazy lamp lady from the town.
Cynthia Weaver.
Right. Must be.
Find the lady of the light, go man in the night.
Give it a little thump. I want to hear this song.
Falei no começo do jogo que aquela mulher da lanterna sabia das coisas, velho. Eu falei. Chave do chalé da bruxa você vai precisar. Encontre a mulher da luz pela noite delirar. É assim que o destino se refará.
Okay. We need to find Cynthia Weaver. We'll stay here for the night and head back to town.
Cynthia Weaver, CW!
Hey, Al. Lots of hours
CW,
before dawn.
Cynthia Weaver.
Might as well get some rest. And by rest, I mean drunk.
Come on, Barry. This is...
A Cynthia Weaver era o amor do Tom Zane. A mulher da lanterna.
Even though you're a crazy bastard, I'm gonna stick by you, no matter what, ever, Al. Sure, like a brother.
I'm a writer, goddammit.
Correct.
If I just wanted to, I could write 10 books a year. And they'd be the best books that year.
No, you couldn't.
That's right, I couldn't. But I could, because I'm a writer.
What? What do they put in this stuff? feel like my brain
Tão
is
bêbados.
coming out of my nose.
Vamos tomar uma.
Get the recipe off those coots and be a booze millionaire.
É hidromel que eles estão
I
bebendo?
just miss her, Barry. I just want her here with me.
I know, Al. I know. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna make it okay.
É dos Vikings, né? Deve ser hidromel. Cynthia Weaver da CW. Eu tinha visto um coração escrito CW e JZ. Oh, CW e TZ. CW Cynthia Weaver, TZ é o Tom Zane. E o Tom Zane, ele tinha um... Meio que ele tinha algumas semelhanças comigo. Aconteceu coisas parecidas com o Tom Zane, tá acontecendo comigo. Então ela vai saber, assim, tipo... Ah, a Cynthia Weaver sabe, deve saber tudo o que aconteceu. Ih, eu tô sonhando. Vá até o chalé. A verdade.
It was a crazy drunken dream, and yet it was more than that. It was the truth, a suppressed memory unearthed by the Andersons' moonshine. I was there, an out-of-body observer. This was the night Alice and I had arrived at Bright Falls, the night Alice had disappeared. I had a chance to find out what had happened. I remembered being surprised to see the cabin dark. Alice would have never turned the lights off. I remembered thinking I caught a glimpse of her form underwater, sinking into the darkness. Diving after her was the last vague memory I had of that night. After that, the next thing I could remember was waking up behind the wheel of the crashed car and finding the first pages of the manuscript. I couldn't find her in all that blackness. I must have thought she drowned.
Não deu pra ver porque que ela pulou.
Alice.
Jagger had Alice, and so she had me.
Jagger é a Bárbara. Essa velha aí?
Look at the cabin. Is there someone in the window?
Alice?
Maybe she didn't drown after all. Maybe she's inside.
Alice!
Yes.
The dark presence had touched me. She had dug her nails into my brain and used me, made me her puppet.
She must be here somewhere. Maybe upstairs in the study.
Alice!
Yes, that's where she is. You can apologize.
Alice!
You laugh at the whole thing together and put it behind
Ela tá me controlando. Tô malucão.
Alice?
She's not here. You were foolish to think so. No, she's dead. She drowned.
No, no, no!
It's your fault your wife is dead. You are guilty. All she wanted was to help you right. You killed her. Oh, hush. There's still hope. Cauldron Lake is a special place. Here, you have the power to change things. She wanted you to write. I will tell you what to do.
Vai fazer eu escrever. Aí é tudo aquilo que tava filmado.
Write her back. The story will come true, and all will be well again.
She had Alice, and the manuscript was the ransom for her.
O manuscrito era o resgate. Vai acabar o episódio agora?
Yes. All right.
Ó, tô possuído.
I'll fix it. I'll bring her back.
Aí eu tava possuído escrevendo tudo que eu queria.
I wrote it. I remembered it all now. In the dark, I'd written for days, a week, almost a complete manuscript of a novel entitled Departure. Jagger had been my editor, whispering in my ear, making sure that the unfolding story would make her more and more powerful. I thought I was saving Alice. Even with the cobwebs she put in my head, some part of me had been aware enough to write my escape into the story, to bring a light into the cabin to release me before I could finish, to interrupt the horror story before the ending, where darkness consumed everything and everyone. Zane was weak and far away, but I had written him into the story, and his light had been enough to set me free.
It isn't here now. I'm here because it was written. I brought the light to set you free. You must hurry. It will know I'm here. It will be back soon. It stole the skin of my barber a long time ago.
Esse é o Zane.
So old.
Parecia o Zane esse aí. Pelas letras, pelo que ele falou.
I'd woken up, confused and groggy, my mind consumed by darkness and fear. All I could do was to escape.
Eu consegui fugir. Porque eu percebi que eu tava em transe.
The week spent in the cabin had taken its toll. I was barely conscious, and fading fast. It had to have cost Zane terribly, thrown him even deeper into whatever dark place he now haunted. But he had managed to weaken the dark presence, kept me safe that night.
Era ele lá que tava dentro daquela roupa de astronauta lá. O Zane. Aí ó, eu fugi, mas aí eu tava muito fraco, aí foi bem aí que começou o jogo.
I wrote it. It's my fault.
Foi ele que escreveu tudo.
That's right, James Joyce. It's your fault and you're gonna pay.
Ah, não, esse cara não, velho. Puta merda, velho. Agora que eu sabia todas as coisas, tava fazendo mais sentido, aí chegou o cara do FBI, velho. Aff, Maria. Filha da puta. Que merda.